There are places in Africa where the earth remembers what the world has forgotten, where entire civilizations have vanished, leaving behind only silence and questions that echo through the centuries. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where Africa's lost stories rise again. The Kingdom of Kush, Shadows on the Nile. In the golden light of dawn, the Nile glistens like a serpent winding through the desert. Once the Kingdom of Kush rose along its banks, a land of black pharaohs and fierce queens. Their pyramids still stand, smaller but steeper than those of Egypt, silent witnesses to a forgotten glory. Kush was a kingdom of warriors and priests, of gold and iron. Its armies once conquered Egypt itself, and its kings wore the double crown. For centuries, Kush thrived, trading with distant lands, building temples to gods older than memory. But as the centuries passed, the world changed. The Nile shifted its course, and the lifeblood of the kingdom began to dry up. Trade routes moved, and new powers rose to the north and east. The Romans, hungry for control, pressed in. The once mighty kingdom was squeezed by drought, economic decline, and foreign invasion. The final blow came not with a roar, but with a whisper. The capital, Merowe, was abandoned. The people faded into the desert, their language and stories lost to time. The Kingdom of Kush ended not with a battle, but with the slow, relentless turning of the world, nature, trade, and time itself conspiring to erase its memory. Yet when the wind howls across the dunes, it's said you can still hear the drums of Kush echoing through the night. The Kingdom of Axum, the lost obelisks. High in the Ethiopian highlands, the city of Axum once stood as the jewel of Africa. Its obelisks pierced the sky, its markets overflowed with gold, ivory, and silk. Axum's kings claimed descent from Solomon himself, and legends say the Ark of the Covenant was hidden here, guarded by priests who spoke in tongues. Axum was a place of miracles and power. Its ships sailed to India and Rome. Its coins bore the faces of mighty kings. It was one of the world's great empires, a beacon of Christianity in Africa. But then the world shifted. The climate changed and the rains failed. The forests retreated and the land grew less fertile. Trade routes moved to the Red Sea, bypassing Axum's ports. The empire's wealth dried up, and its people began to leave. As the centuries passed, Axum's glory faded. The obelisks still stand, silent and proud, but the city is empty. Some say the ark was taken, and with it the city's soul. Others whisper of a curse, a shadow that crept in with the night. Axum's end was not sudden, but a slow unraveling. Nature, trade, and the shifting tides of history conspiring to bring down a giant. Merowe, the city of iron and fire. South of Kush, where the desert meets the savanna, lies Merowe, a city of black pyramids and burning forges. Here queens ruled with iron fists, their armies armed with weapons forged in the heart of the earth. Merowe's wealth was legendary, its rituals strange and powerful. For centuries, Merowe was a center of trade and industry. Its people mastered ironworking, and their goods traveled across Africa. But the world was changing. New trade routes bypassed the city, and the land around it began to fail. The forests that fed the forges were cut down, and the soil grew poor. Then came the invaders. The Kingdom of Axum, rising in the east, marched on Merowe. The city's defenses crumbled, and its people fled. The forges went cold, the temples crumbled, and the jungle crept in. The language of Meroe died with its last priest, and the city's secrets were buried beneath the sand. Meroe ended in fire and silence, its power broken by war, its lifeblood drained by the slow death of the land. Gini Gino, the city beneath the mud. On the banks of the Niger, where the river bends and the land is green, lies Gini Gino, the oldest city in sub-Saharan Africa. For centuries, its people built their homes from mud, trading salt, gold, and stories. Gini Gino was a city without kings, without walls, without war. But then the people vanished. The city sank into the mud, forgotten by the world. Archaeologists found no sign of conquest or disaster, just a slow, peaceful abandonment. The river changed course, and the land could no longer support the growing population. Trade shifted to new cities, and the people of Gini Gino moved on.
Today, the city sleeps beneath the earth, its secrets waiting to be uncovered. When the river floods, the mud gives up its treasures, beads, bones, and the memory of a vanished people. Gene Geno ended not with violence, but with the gentle, inevitable pull of nature and time. Thon Heracle, the sunken city. At the mouth of the Nile, where the sea meets the land, lies Thon Heracle, a city lost to legend, swallowed by the Mediterranean. Once it was the gateway to Egypt, its harbors crowded with ships from every corner of the ancient world. Its temples bustled with life, its priests honored gods both foreign and familiar. But then the earth shook, the city slipped beneath the waves, vanishing in a single night. For centuries, Thon Heracle was nothing but a rumor, a name whispered by fishermen and dreamers. Only recently did divers find its ruins, statues, columns, and treasures, all preserved in the cold embrace of the sea. Why did Thon Heracle fall? The answer lies in the earth itself. The city was built on soft, waterlogged ground. Over centuries, earthquakes and rising waters weakened its foundations. One day, the land gave way, and the city was swallowed whole. Thon Heracle ended in a moment, a city lost to the sea, its people and stories drowned in silence. The empire of Mapungubwe, the hill of the jackal. At the south tip of Africa, where the Limpopo and Shashi rivers meet, lies Mapungubwe, the first kingdom of gold. Its people built their homes on a lonely hill, their graves filled with treasures. They traded with distant lands, their wealth legendary. But then Mapungubwe was abandoned. The climate changed, and the rains failed. The land could no longer support the people, and the kingdom's power faded. New centers of trade rose to the north, and the people of Mapungubwe moved on, seeking better lands. The hill fell silent, the gold forgotten. The people vanished into the mists of time. Some say the ancestors were angered. Others whisper of a curse that still haunts the land. Mapungubwe ended with the slow retreat of its people, driven by drought and the shifting fortunes of trade. 6 empires, 6 mysteries, 6 questions that refuse to die. But what if these civilizations never truly vanished? What if their stories live on in the blood, the dreams, the very earth of Africa? What if the real secret is that nothing is ever truly lost, only waiting to be remembered? And to this day, when the wind is right, you can still hear the voices of vanished empires calling us to remember. Which of these lost civilizations do you miss the most? Share your thoughts below and subscribe to Voices of the Forgotten. Together, let's keep these stories alive. Until next time, listen to the silence. It remembers everything.